Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we are at the Boston Tea Party Museum, which is located right in downtown Boston. This is a fascinating living history museum that takes you through the events leading up to and the night of the Boston Tea Party. The historians here at this museum are very serious about their jobs, they're very knowledgeable, and they are acting out their role as a participant of the Boston Tea Party. And when you get there, they'll actually give you a card that has an identity on it, and that is who you are for your trip to the museum. Some of these roles do require speaking parts, so if you want to get really into it, you can let them know and they'll give you a speaking part like my brother and my dad did, as you'll see here in a clip in just a second. And the rest of you will just be assigned a character, and they'll even tell you a little bit more about that character and what happened to them after the event.
He run our family bookshop. He was very meticulous. Every book had its place, and every customer was given his utmost patience and attention. Like my father before me, I am now happy.
Everyone, thank you and good day. And so thank you, Mr. Condy, for that spirited introduction. We are gathered here today to discuss another crisis forced upon us by Parliament. Supposedly on behalf
cards and dice.
I did not pay them. I was forced to choose between paying for windows or buying food for putting in my little girl's belly.
After a very spirited town meeting, you will actually go onto a replica of the ship, and you'll get a chance to actually throw in the tea into the Boston Harbor, which is a really fun experience for people of all ages to get to experience. They have another historian there on the ship that will tell you more about the events of that night. And again, they are just so knowledgeable and have so much information that they want to share with you. Don't be afraid to ask questions. They love to talk about their job and about history, and it's just so cool to picture in your mind the events of that night and all of the other nights in the history of Boston as you're standing there on this ship in this very spot where this historical event happened in U.S. history. And as you can see, all around it are these modern skyscrapers, and it's just really cool to see.
You are here to cast off the yoke of parliamentary tyranny. Say aye.
Aye.
You are here to be captured and arrested for treason. Say aye.
Aye.
That was tricky of me. No one can know what is in store for us tonight, but there can be no more delay in our actions, save for a few words of warning. Just 500 yards away, 3 British warships lie at anchor. Of course, you will not see them. It's a dark, rainy December evening, but I promise they're there. The captain, the active, and the kingfisher. They have over 100 cannons. Hurl these jets into the harbor, and we will all give you a mighty huzzah. 1, 2, 3,
Huzzah!
There they go, sinking irretrievably into the harbor.
What are you going to do? Can I see Taylor? Well, it's because there isn't one. I'm really sick.
After you throw the tea into the harbor, they do give you some time to explore the rest of the ship. Now, on the day that we went, it was not very busy, so it was just my family. We were the only ones in our little group. If you go on a day that is busier, or especially a weekend, you'll probably be in a much larger group with other, strangers or people that you don't know. If you go during the week, then there's a good chance that your family or your little group that you came with will be the only ones there, which is kind of nice. It was really nice to actually have like our own personal, they were just talking to us and we had all of their attention and we could ask them lots of questions, and that was really nice. Then we got off the boat, we got back onto the boardwalk, and the historian showed us a map of old Boston and modern Boston, which was pretty cool to see. There was also a list of all of the participants of the Boston Tea Party, and then the historian also told us the fate of the people that we were assigned to on the cards that we got back at the very beginning, so that was kind of cool to find out what happened to our characters.
You see, your shoreline expands much further into Boston Harbor than mine did, and as a result, many of my locations are now landlocked. In fact, that building, that is a list of participants, patriots. I thought I saw you all take an oath of secrecy. And there's my name, Mr. Condy. He was going to testify against our dear friend, Mr. Akeley. Indeed. So he is acquitted of tea destruction. Huzzah! I do believe we have with us
Next, we headed inside to view more of the museum. Unfortunately, there's no photography allowed or videos allowed in here, but I did find some photos on Google that would help explain. There's some really interesting interactive type of movies and videos that you get to watch in here that just share more of the history of the Boston Tea Party. There's also a really cool display that holds a wooden crate that they believe is the only wooden crate left that held the tea in it. Now, these are the crates that they threw overboard into the harbor. This is the only one that is still around, and so it's very cool to see it and to get to hear some of the history of the family that held onto it through all of the years. There's also a little vial of tea that is said to be pouring out of one of the men's shoes from that night of the Boston Tea Party. Now, after you exit the museum, you will be into a tea room, and so you can actually sample different flavors of tea. They also have some pastries, cookies, scones, that type of thing that you can buy. We did not do any of the tea sampling. We did buy some cookies to go because we didn't have time, but if you do have time, that's definitely a great option to make this trip a little bit more enjoyable. They also have a really nice gift shop that has tons of different gifts and souvenirs, so you can definitely spend some time in there and pick out something to help remember your trip to the Boston Tea Party Museum. I happened to pick out a Christmas ornament because I'd love to get those anywhere we go. My husband got a really cool mug, and we really enjoyed our trip here. I would say overall the experience takes about an hour, so definitely I would say this is a must-do if you're coming to Boston, especially if you love history. We had such a blast here and we highly recommend it. If you're looking for more things to do in New England, I do have an entire playlist on my channel of fun things to do in New England, so I'd love for you to check that out. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.